We got what we wanted, people. Deadpool 3 will be rated R. So excited that Feige himself has confirmed this. I'm very excited about this, as obviously we've been one of the people who've been like, look, if you're gonna do this, Feige, this has to be rated R. Don't fuck with us, Feige. Talking with someone, I forget who, he said it will be rated R. And we are working on a script right now. And Ryan's overseeing a script right now. I like how he just, like, from the way he read it, you read this, it just sounds so like matter of fact. Yeah, it's gonna be rated R. Why would you question this? Of course it is. It doesn't make
Was there any doubt?
It's such like a big thing that was with this movie. Is it's gonna be in the MCU? They're gonna still keep rated R. That's been such a talk about it. Can we still trust that Deadpool will be rated R? He just, yeah, we'll be rated R. This could have been an announcement.
Yeah, this could have been a whole press release. This could have been at some kind of gala or whatever.
This could have been Disney Investor Day saying, and we are doing Deadpool 3, and yes, it will be rated R. Like, that would have blown the roof off, and then here it's just so matter of fact.
Need something to spice up January.
It will not be filming this year, which is unfortunate. Ryan is a very busy, very successful actor. What else does he have going that's as big as...
Free Guy is gonna be huge.
The Hitman's Bodyguard.
6 Underground.
I feel like
huge.
I feel like all that could be put on hold
huge.
just for him to do Deadpool 3.
Yeah.
We've got a number of things we've already announced that we now have to make, but it's exciting for it to have begun. Again, a very different type of character in the MCU, and Ryan is a force of nature, which is just awesome to see him bring that character to life. That's really cool. It's fun hearing about this because he's making it sound like it's Ryan Reynolds' film. You know, it's not like, oh yeah, you know, the Feige MCU stamp will be all over it. We got Ryan working on it, because it's usually he's talking about, like with Black Panther 2, he's talking about Ryan Coogler's working on this, or this person's working on this. And you rarely hear about the development process of a movie when it's about the star of the, it's usually like, yeah, we got the star attachment, we got this director and writer working on it, and it's kind of cool to hear him talking about Ryan Reynolds as the main guy shepherding Deadpool 3 for the MCU. It's pretty neat.
Oh, absolutely.
It's different.
And it fits, I mean, with the legacy of Deadpool thus far, because, I mean, if anything, Ryan Reynolds has been the champion, has been the face, has been the voice that brought, that, like, he leaked the footage that made this all happen. So, yeah, it seems like he's in a unique position for the MCU to just be able to call his own shots as probably much as anybody could who's not Kevin Feige, one of the money people.
What Kevin Feige's been doing is been going around doing press since WandaVision's coming out this week. So someone did ask, we know with from Deadline, we know with Monica Rambeau, her character connects into Captain Marvel 2, and that the series connects to Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Is WandaVision a ramp to the revival of X-Men you're planning? Kevin Feige goes on to give a Feige answer. These are all, like, honestly, that Deadpool answer is one of the rare, straightforward answers we've ever gotten from Feige.
No cloaking.
It wasn't like, you know, it could be rated R, it might not be rated R. Just saying, it could be either or. Kevin Feige out. That's usually how Feige answers his questions. It's like, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Let's find out. We'll have to wait and see. That's every answer.
In a clever kind of way.
So he says here, like, this is a very direct question. Is WandaVision a ramp to the revival of X-Men you're planning? In hindsight, in 5 years, if when we're talking about everything that's happened, everything can be a ramp to everything. Specifically, though.
Pretty much.
Yes. Yeah, I know, right? You know, in hindsight, he just gets all philosophical about this answer.
This all did lead to Endgame, didn't it?
Monica and Captain Marvel 2, and specifically to Wanda teaming up with Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I'm like, what? That doesn't answer the question. What the hell are you saying? What are you saying exactly? You answer the former question. You didn't answer the latter.
Yeah, you're just reconfirming what we already know about the connectivity with Doctor Strange, and I'm sure, playing very nice and coy about X. That's one of those rumors that I bet is probably well within the works, but he doesn't want to touch on it.
Yeah, but I think it is a big question to ask. I imagine that's a big part of what's going to be happening with the multiverse here, because when he was talking with comicbook.com and being asked about the multiverse and SpiderMan, he said this: I've read some things. I'm not sure I've read all things. There you go again.
I haven't read 100% of the rumors.
The fun thing about online speculation when it comes to our stuff is how sometimes it couldn't be more off the mark. And sometimes it's shockingly close, isn't it? And that's held true for the last few years. But saying which is which would take all the fun out of everything. At least he acknowledges why he does the Feige talk.
Yeah.
Why?
It's part of the Marvel charm. It's part of the fun because you know that part of what he's saying is yes, you just have no idea which yes he's saying.
Talking about the rumors, this automatically makes a lot of people go like, so some of it might be true, some of it's true, right?
Is it Toby or is it
some of it must be
Doc Ock?
true what they talk about on YouTube.
Which was it?
Which is, yeah, that's where the mindset goes. The way he phrases it, I'm like, well, this could mean none of it's true, guys. This could mean 100% of it's not
how
true.
all rumors in the film industry must work, is some of the scoops are good, some of them aren't.
When talking about this, he did go on to elaborate a little bit more because they were talking about the multiverse specifically. Then I want to tie this back to that X-Men question. From comicbook.com says, as for the multiverse of it all, as many expect to see, it seems the storyline of a multiverse, which was once fabled by Mysterio and Spider-Man Far From Home, is going to become a true theory in the MCU in one way or another. And here's what he said. The biggest clue is the title of the second Doctor Strange movie. That's the biggest clue of where the multiverse of madness is taking us and how we're exploring that. It's surreal to me that we're talking about a Spider-Man 3. I worked on a movie called Spider-Man 3 many years ago, directed by Mr. Sam Raimi. So this clearly, the shorthand of calling it Spider-Man 3 now, it's fine. We call it Homecoming 3. So that's not the actual title, right? That's just the working title. Let's, before we get our, what the hell, Homecoming 3.
They took the Spider-Man out and everything.
Yeah. It's only Homecoming 3. And he's really pointing to the title Multiverse of Madness. Like, guys, the clue's been here the whole time. When talking about all the theories and speculation, and especially hearing how WandaVision, it's inspired by many comics, many graphic novels, and some of its own original takes are going to be doing. And a lot of people have mainly pointed towards the House of M. And I do think it would be a cool flipperoo. Because House of M, it's not a spoiler for WandaVision, because most of House of M, that deals with mainly mutants throughout it. And at the end of it, no more mutants. So it would be kind of a cool switcheroo if this is inspired by House of M, the tone, the reality warping, and all that, providing us with the perfect life, because that's what happens in House of M. Everyone gets this perfect life after she does reality warping, like their best wishes come true. As you can see, probably just in the trailers, that's what's happening. But it would be neat if there is that flip where, instead of getting rid of the mutants, she brings in all the mutants. Yeah. I think that's why he's especially dodging X-Men questions this time around. That's just obviously all speculation, but I believe that's a big part of it, especially with the fact that the Wanda and Vision tale is so tied in with mutants that this does seem like the perfect time to do it. The fact that they do have WandaVision, Doctor Strange, and Spider-Man 3 all dealing with multiverse consequences, it just seems likely that this is the time for the mutants to start coming in.
Absolutely. You know? And I mean, you could do a lot of really fun teasing and whatnot. And I mean, he said that they've taken some inspiration from and notes from The Mandalorian and how they've put out their show. And that's one that definitely crosses over into very, very significant lore, brings back on occasion very significant characters or plot lines and whatnot. And so, even if it doesn't become the focus of WandaVision, it definitely seems like a prime opportunity to introduce that side of the world and, a way to make it X-Men exciting, potentially, without making it only focused on, the reveal of the X-Men and everything else gets overshadowed. It seems like a nice jumping off point.
And I bet it's cool that I didn't realize that Feige was involved at all with Spider-Man 3, Sam Raimi's, but him bringing that up, it does make my Marvel fanboy mind go, are you alluding to the fact that Tobey Maguire is indeed returning?
Could you be? Why would you bring up that movie specifically?
Why specifically that one? I mean, yes, I get the actual, the sentence on paper, but what's the deeper meaning behind this?
You got a way bunch of villains in that movie, bunch of villains coming to this movie. rumors.
It's cool that WandaVision has now become the promotional game to ramp up for all other part. Like, the last thing I was really hearing about in the press was WandaVision. It's mainly about
savior.
So what
MCU.
about after WandaVision?
This is the new Marvel right here, from home until the theaters open.
But mainly, guys, are you excited that Deadpool 3 is in fact rated R? Are you excited about that? Leave your thoughts down below. I am. I really am. And what do you think about the stuff? Subscribe, click that notification bell, hit that like button. Catch you guys soon. Oh yeah, and keep a lookout for our WandaVision reactions.